This is a W, okay, and it represents week 5 because we're in week 5. Tough enough. Week 5, but tough enough. I don't know why I said it did a W because that makes no sense as far as it being week 5. But W for week, it works. It works out. I'm gonna do a W every week, like Willow. I'm gonna do a W. So it's week 5, and I'm excited. Casey's excited. He's confused, but he's excited. So it's fun stuff. We got tough enough this week, and I felt like the elimination was shocking. But let's just get into the show first, and then we can get into the elimination later. So it starts out with Big Show coming, and I was like, he couldn't wear normal clothes. They couldn't give him like a nice just athletic gear. He had to wear his ring gear out there. Everybody else is all dressed up and stuff, or at least has t-shirts on, and Big Show's out there, all superstarred out tonight. So, interesting. And then after that, we got the barracks. We went to the barracks after the elimination from last week, and it was kind of a split between the girls here: Sarah and Chelsea, Gigi and Amanda. It kind of didn't show until later. It was kind of they were showing the split, but it kind of didn't build until later. Um, Patrick was wondering, how has it been in the bottom three for those who have been in the bottom three? Because obviously at that point, Patrick hadn't been in the bottom three, so he wasn't planning on being in the bottom three tonight. And then ZZ, being the man that he is, tries to give Patrick some sound advice about being cocky and kind of toning it down a little bit. So shout out to ZZ for being a man's man there. Casey, you got any thoughts on those two things? Big Show being on the show, at least early on, and then the barracks section.
Well, since DJ missed it, welcome to the Instant Classic Wrestling Podcast, the only podcast that is always an instant classic. I got you. I got you back. Anyway, Big Show has to wear his ring gear, otherwise you might not recognize him. You might not recognize a 7'2", 450-pound apparently now, giant. I thought it was 500, but I guess his weight kind of fluctuates. Maybe he's losing weight. He's leaning up a little bit. But that wasn't the weird part for me. The weird part was that he was on the live portion. Normally the guests have met them at the training center or whatever and done something. So that was a little bit weird for me. I was like, okay. And it just, as far as the barracks, again, just forced drama. So much forced drama. Stop with the forced drama. Hey.
All right. I agree. It is very forced. But next we go to the obstacle course challenge. Natalia is kind of the overseer. She got some officers with her and some other. I don't know. I don't know what these people were. Were they like convicts or something? Like just random people coming to run the course? I guess they're. I'm gonna call them convicts. Screw it. I'm calling them convicts. Basically running the course with competitors this week. ZZ was struggling. Obviously, he's not in the greatest physical shape, but he was struggling. Tanner was killing it as always when it comes to physical challenges. He does finish first. He calls out Pat. Gigi ends up being the first girl. Tanner does come back to help though. And ZZ and Amanda, they're kind of still struggling. Chelsea struggling as well. Chelsea falls. She touches the top and then falls all the way down and messes up her ankle. So we got to figure out what in the world is wrong with her ankle at that point. They gave a little pep talk and basically talking about being humble, humbling yourself, and then Lita wants Pat to kind of watch his cockiness, his kind of confidence that he shows. She wants him to watch that a little bit. Any thoughts on the obstacle course challenge? I honestly thought it was an interesting challenge. It was a good physical challenge for him.
They were police officers, okay? They were not convicts, good sir. I have no idea why Natalia was there, but I know that they were police. Was I the only one that was confused as to why Natalia was there? I was like, what? What? Why? I expected somebody else, not Natalia. I don't know. Um, I liked this challenge because it was actually a physical challenge, and it actually reminded me of original Tough Enough, not this new Tough Enough. So I was like, yay, we finally get like an obstacle course. Um, I love that Tanner just like he went into beast mode right off the bat. Like, he people were still struggling with the first rope. He's like at the end of the course. I was like, yep, he's the man. Um, but I like that, the second rope challenge, everyone was kind of having trouble with climbing up the rope. I like that he did come back and kind of, help his fellow competitors. That definitely, um, you know, he gained a lot more respect from me, at least with that, because it shows, yes, it's a competition, but, right there, the whole theme of the show is humility. He had enough humility to go support them and kind of help them out a little bit. Um, and I was watching the previews of Tough Enough, and I kept seeing oh, somebody's getting hurt, and I knew it was happening at the obstacle course, so I was waiting to see who it was because they didn't really show. I knew it was one of the girls, but they didn't show who. But as soon as they showed the overhead shot of Chelsea getting to the top, I was like, "Yep, it's gonna be her." And she like just freaking lets go. Like you don't just freaking let go of a rope when you're at the top of it. That was your own stupid fault. You climbed. I don't know. But yeah, she hurts her ankle. We'll get to the results of she did get X-rays later on. And Tanner brought her to go get X-rays. She's so cute. Aw. So yeah, that was that it was a good challenge though. I liked it. I hope we get more challenges like this. More that actually show something relevant. But I was happy that Tanner won. Gigi was the female winner. She just pissed me off this week. Later on, we'll get to that, but
Yeah, Tanner, I liked it too that he went back for him because that does not only does that show humility, but that shows he's willing to work as a team, even with people he doesn't necessarily like per se. He's willing to work as a team, and he caught a ton of criticism um, from the Miz afterwards, like just because there was a debate where he doesn't have the character and that was like a detriment to his character or something. He wasn't as entertaining going back to help the people as he was the first couple weeks when he was just talking junk to him. And I don't agree with that. But next we got an update on
shut
Chelsea.
up, Miz. You are on the real world. You have no room to talk.
But next we got Chelsea's ankle a little updated. It's not broken, but it is sprained. Um, so that's unfortunate as well. Um, let's see where I want to stop this at. Okay, I'll go all the way through it until the competition. So Gigi and Amanda are mad at Sarah because they feel like she hasn't made a connection with them, and they're upset because she wasn't a bikini model and she doesn't understand how hard it is to be a bikini model. And I was like, but why though? Because like I didn't understand why they were upset at Sarah. Sarah's kind of just trying to make her connections when she needs to make her connections. She's not really trying to be buddy buddy with anybody. It doesn't seem like. And I just thought this was really weird that they were upset about that. Josh calls his daughter, which was the cutest thing ever. The show tonight. I actually like this. The Yeti. I can't do the Yeti call, so I'm gonna keep trying. And you're gonna criticize me for it, but I'm gonna keep trying anyway. I thought it was the cutest thing ever, though. Even his daughter tried to do the Yeti call, which is cute. So I thought it was kind of a cute moment. Um, ZZ was kind of keeping to himself at this point, with all the guys kind of thinking he has potential, but Pat kind of just jumping down his throat about whatever. He's not on the ZZ train, I guess you could say. Pat says he's not really showing anything. If he feels like he doesn't care, there's no way, you know. And like I don't understand. Like even later on, the judges got mad at ZZ for not improving. But I can see it from Patrick's perspective because he would see what he's doing every day and how he's working. But the judges have no room to look at ZZ and say that he hasn't improved because you don't know how much he's working as a judge because you're only we haven't seen enough physical competition or in the ring anything for him to for me to even say or for them to say he's not that great physically. I haven't seen enough personally from anyone to be like, oh yeah, they're great. There hasn't been enough for me to kind of be like to judge him in that way. Um, and after that big competition, of course everybody's kind of struggling, and Sarah kind of gives up Chelsea's quote secret, which was kind of weird too, because it wasn't really a secret. When you have a sprained ankle, um, you know, they're all pretty much similar. They all keep you out for a little bit. Depending on how bad the sprain is, you can work through it or you can't work through it. So I don't think it was that much of a secret. As far as everybody knows, she had an ankle injury and it looked really bad. So I don't think there was much of it there anyway. Do you have any thoughts on any of that? I tried to lump all of that together because it was all kind of at the house. Um, any thoughts on any of that stuff?
Hold on, I gotta go through it all because you did lump it all together, and I'm all like, "Ugh." um, no, uh, I, you know, I, it was, it was just, weird that she did get injured. Obviously you can't predict that, but it was like, she just got here and she's already injured. They couldn't have brought a tougher girl in, maybe that had like red hair. I don't know. Um, I'm sorry. Um, no, just I feel like there's just more, drama with the girls, bitching about how Sarah Lee was rooting for Chelsea, more forced drama with Patrick attacking ZZ. It's not even believable that they're just arguing about this stuff. It's like scripted reality TV. I don't know. And Chelsea or Sarah, giving Chelsea's secret out, whatever. I mean, obviously, you can tell if she's limping, there's something wrong with her ankle. It's either broken or sprained or something. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure that out. You don't need a medical degree to see somebody limping and figure out, oh, they must be hurt. So that was like it was whatever. What happened in the next challenge, however, made me upset. But we'll get to that in a second. But just I felt like there was so much forced fake drama in this episode. It was crazy.
Alrighty. So next we get to the next kind of competition, just a more in-ring competition, which was nice to see finally. Thank you, WWE Tough Enough Incorporated. I don't know if you're like your own corporation, but thank you for helping us actually see in-ring stuff. I'm excited. Um, Basically, before the challenge starts, Gigi kind of says that Sarah said, kind of he said, or well, more so she said, stuff with the secret and the injury and stuff like that, and whatever. Um, Gigi was crying and getting all emotional, crying with no tears, which was interesting. For Chelsea, Chelsea does unfortunately sit the competition out, which I didn't really like personally, just because I felt like she could have at least tried it. I understand, depending on the severity of the ankle sprain, you can or can't do it. And when I first saw it, I was like, well, she knows how severe it is. But then again, like when you have some sort of injury like that, I feel like, especially if it's a sprain and it's not broken, you can try to do something on it, and if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. They're not gonna be like, oh, she couldn't finish because she was injured. They're not gonna care too much about that. They would applaud you more for trying than they would for you just sitting there. I didn't really like that personally. Um, Booker says he wants more showmanship from Tanner, which I agree with that. ZZ, I thought he looked pretty good in this with the scoop slam and stuff like this, especially with the at the beginning. I felt like he looked really good. I felt like as much as they're like, oh, he's not the most physical guy, he's not in shape. I feel like when it came to the in ring stuff that we haven't seen much of, I felt like ZZ did pretty good with it. Um, Mata was kind of showing himself well, which I thought was nice. I felt like Patrick, he looked good, but he didn't show a lot of character to me. I felt like Sarah was really took a big leap forward in the ring this week. I felt like everybody for the most part was showing a pretty good character, pretty good kind of that mouthing off type of thing, which is kind of what they wanted. Um, so Mata does take the kind of victory for the guys for this one, and Gigi takes the victory for the girls. Mata was still pretty intense as he always is, whereas Gigi just doing what she does, I guess you could say at this point. Um, Casey, you got any thoughts on the in ring competition? We saw an in ring competition. Shocking.
We did, but we kind of saw this before too, because they already had done, the shoulder tackle and the scoop slam. They just added some showmanship to it. But anyway, uh, as I was saying earlier, Gigi, just you know throws Chelsea under, or not Chelsea, Sarah under the bus. She does the bullshit fake crying for Chelsea, which I was liking her. I was liking Gigi, and then this, it's like anyway. So like I said, like we said, it was basically a shoulder block into a slam with some showmanship. This challenge I thought was really good. I really liked it. They, like you said, they complained that ZZ isn't fit and in the greatest shape, whatever, blah blah blah. But my question is, and this is nothing against Big Show. I love Big Show. I don't think he necessarily needs to compete anymore. But honestly, what's the difference from him on Big Show? If you really think about it, Big Show is not in the greatest shape. Big Show is not that great, athletically in the ring anymore. Um, he's getting, slower in the ring. What's the difference, honestly? Um, neither one of them are, The Rock. Neither one of them are, like Triple H or Seth Rollins or whoever you want to say. That doesn't mean they're not good. That doesn't mean they're not entertaining. Um, and again, like I said, nothing against, Big Show. It's just the truth. But I don't know. I think they're just trying to find reasons to attack CZ. And a lot of it is just it's reality show. They gotta force conflict. But I was just thinking about that, and I was like, really, what is the difference? I don't see much of a difference between the two. Obviously, it's okay for Big Show because he is the giant. He is whatever. But it's if you really break it down, it's not that different. But
And I guess maybe they give Big Show the benefit of the doubt because he's older. Maybe I'm not really sure what because there's obviously been wrestlers who haven't been in the greatest of shape. And ZZ obviously has the character. and I just feel like you haven't seen enough physically for those judges to sit up there and act like they see how good a shape he's in. You haven't seen anything great. Like you haven't seen anything enough physically for you to know anything with this show. If it was a jawing off contest, then I'd be like, okay, yeah, But this is supposedly supposed to be preparing the next WWE superstar, so it doesn't really make sense to me that they don't, they don't see it because I can't even see it. I haven't seen enough. Um, but anyway, we get back to the barracks, and Sarah Lee is kind of retaliating at Gigi. Sarah really wasn't having that double team life with Gigi and Amanda. She's not taking any crap anymore. I just felt like this was a good. It felt like a different Sarah tonight. It felt like a really just like that nice girl that I was like she can't get rid of was kind of gone to a certain degree at times tonight. There wasn't any like I'm trying to fight with you, but I can't help but smile stuff tonight, which was kind of cool. It was kind of cool to see um, Sarah kind of be more, I guess, sticks you could say more, kind of a little bit sticking up for herself a little bit better this week. And after that, we got the Big Show chops, which I thought was really cool moment for the competitors, at least the male competitors. I felt like Pass Chop was the hardest one out of them. It looked like they were all really hard anyway, but I felt like Pass looked like it was the hardest. Maybe it was the way he like sold it, I guess you could say. ZZ almost died after his chop. He crumbled in the corner. So I thought I liked this little thing here. I thought it was just a good thing for the competitors to kind of it kind of gives them that little extra too because you're like we've made it this far. We see the Big Show. We see all these guys. I thought that was kind of cool. Any thoughts on Sarah kind of taking a step forward and Big Show with the chops and everything? Unmute yourself. Unmute yourself.
Quit making me mute myself. Deal with the yeah. I like that. Now I forgot what I was going to say, and you're clumping everything together, and it's confused. I like that Sarah is kind of, we're seeing a bit of an edgier side of her, I guess. She's standing up for herself. She dropped the F bomb. But it's still just again the forced female drama. It's so annoying and it needs to stop. Like you can get natural drama just from a competition in general. You don't need to have the forced drama all the time. And that's just what it feels like. Um, the chops were my favorite part though. They just damn, just ow. I don't necessarily think Pat's was the hardest. I felt like all of them were ow. Like I wouldn't take the softest one there, over Pat's because ow. His hand, his hand is bigger than Jericho's face. I that's like my chest. That is like my entire chest. I what? Hey, I don't know. It was crazy. But I liked it. It was something different. Um, it was still weird that it was on the live show and it was Big Show was on the live show. It wasn't, pre-recorded like all the other visiting superstars. But it was cool, kind of see it kind of showed more, who is tough enough, who can take, a chop from Big Show, who can take the beating that they're going to have to take in the ring week in and week out.
All right, so now we get to Casey's favorite part. And that's not being muted. Actually, it's actually the judges drilling. Um, the judges drilling this week wasn't bad. They talked to Chelsea and they asked her has she been working out, has she been able to, what's the kind of the update. And they also asked ZZ has he been working out, and both say they've been, working out. I don't understand at times why they ask people questions for them to just not believe them anyway. Um, sometimes they'll act, like ZZ, they asked him was he working out, and then Paige was like, I don't know if I believe that, and I'm like, if you're not gonna believe him, then don't ask him the question. Um, but they asked Pat, is ZZ lazy? And basically, Pat says that he at that point he thought he was, as far as like when the show was recorded, but he's been working his butt off now. Mata, they asked Mata, basically Hulk Hogan says keep doing your thing to Mata, and Paige says that Sarah has been stepping it up. They talked about Tanner and his game slash lack of game, and Amanda not finishing the course, which is an actual important thing that I actually need to speak on when we get to the bottom three. Any thoughts on the drilling this week? Did you like it? I know it's your favorite part. So
I I didn't really like it. It wasn't. I don't know. It just wasn't entertaining for me this week. It was kind of boring. But we find out that Chelsea super Cena'd her injury and she's cleared now. So a month turns into like a we. I don't know how long in advance it's pre-recorded before the live taping, but a month turned into like a week or whatever. Freaking super Cena'd it again. Um, but anyway, uh, as for the others, I don't know. From what we see, we don't see a lot. I mean, maybe the judges actually do get to see more, and they just don't show it on the live show. Because you got to think, Daniel Bryan, Paige, they are, com- regular competitor. Well, not Daniel Bryan because he's injured, but Paige, she's still in the on the active roster. So obviously, she probably goes to the performance center to train. So she probably does see them there. So I don't know. I'm gonna give them the benefit of the doubt when they give criticism. Maybe they do see more than we see that they see. I don't know. But I just think that Tough Enough needs to show more to us. Um, and that's the one thing I've been having issues with is like it's cool that the WWE universe gets to vote and whatever, but honestly, what do we know? First of all, we're not professional wrestlers. We're not in the business, so right there we don't have experience. And I know it's crazy that I'm admitting this because a lot of fans will be like, "Oh, I know, blah blah," but really we're not. Also, we don't get to see really what they're doing, every day, day in, day out, 24 hours a day. So right there, how can we vote? It's just weird that, the judges don't get a vote. Like even like, Tough Enough is kind of this season is sort of modeled around like other reality shows like American Idol and whatever. Even on those shows, the judges get a vote, and then the worldwide audience get a vote too. So why don't Paige Hogan and Daniel Bryan, who actually maybe get to see more, and actually are in the business, why don't they get a vote? It's like, I, I don't know. It just doesn't make sense to me a little bit. Also, why don't Booker T, Billy Gunn, and Lita, who are there all the time, get a vote or get a say? Um, it's if you're gonna do it this way, why doesn't Vince just show us pictures of 12 people and say, hey, pick who you think is going to be a good WWE superstar, and we have no idea really about any of them. It just doesn't make sense to me. I mean, it's cool, it gets the crowd, the WWE universe involved, but I don't know if it's necessarily a good thing in the long run. Yeah, I just feel like past Tough Enoughs have been different in that. We still got to vote and whatever, but I felt like the judges basically chose. You know what I mean? Um, I don't know. It's just weird, but I don't even remember what I was talking about because I went on a rant. It wasn't a Cena rant, but it was a rant nonetheless. So, yeah.
All right. Next we get to the bottom three. It was ZZ, Patrick, and Josh. Um, and I was thinking, why wasn't Amanda in the bottom three? Because I remember a couple of weeks ago when they had this little swimming challenge. When someone didn't finish, they ended up in the bottom three. I think at least one of them ended up in the bottom three. Who didn't finish that challenge? Was it Mata and Hank or something like that? And Hank ended up in the bottom three. I think it was. I can't remember off the top of my head, but I think it was. But how come Amanda for not finishing the challenge? I don't care if Booker told you not to do it. Um, you know, from what we know, you could just be making up lies and just trying to save your own butt. I don't understand why she wasn't in the bottom three this week. Just at least for consideration. Uh, I was surprised that Pat, was in the bottom three in the first place. My boy Josh was in the bottom three, and I was upset, obviously. But I was surprised that Pat was in the bottom three because he's been doing so good, and I feel like even as far as being humble, he wasn't like terribly over the top this week, but he wasn't humble either. But Pat does end up getting eliminated, which was frustrating to me. The fact that Amanda wasn't in the bottom three and Pat, who's probably even since the beginning been doing probably the best out of everybody, it seems like, and was passionate about it. He kind of he got eliminated tonight, and I was just really I wasn't upset, but I was like I was a little bit upset, but I was like, why is he getting eliminated? This is his first time on the bottom three at that. Um, and yeah, I just didn't like it. I feel like to a certain degree he got eliminated because he is a young kid and they know he's got his whole life ahead of him as well. So I mean I feel like he's the youngest one out of them. I'm pretty sure. Actually, ZZ is, but he's the second youngest at 19. So I feel like he obviously with the passion he shows will be in the business. It feels like in some capacity. I don't know. I just don't understand why he got eliminated tonight. Um, and why Amanda wasn't in the bottom three. But anyway, you got any thoughts on the bottom three? Because I don't understand it.
He got eliminated because he's a cocky jackass. Simple. Just simple as that. Cocky jackass. Anyway.
So was Tanner in the first couple of weeks.
Yeah, but he backed it up.
So did Patrick.
No, he didn't.
3 weeks.
No. No, he didn't. Nope.
What?
Tanner.
What?
Tanner.
Just because you picked Tanner doesn't deny the fact.
Anyway.
The past 3 weeks.
Anyway. So, yes. Bottom three. Daniel chose ZZ. Paige chose Patrick. And Hogan chose Josh. So, elimination was Patrick, which I was kind of like, wow. I don't like him, like, at all. He annoys me. I don't like him at all. But I don't know why you gotta bring race into this. Why? Anyway, no, I expected Josh because I feel like he's a big guy, but I feel like he hasn't really shown anything. He hasn't really jumped out. Yes, he does the Yeti call. What else does he do? Nothing.
Everything.
He has an adorable.
Like I said,
he does the Yeti call. He's big, and he has an adorable daughter. That does not mean he's good. Anyway, No, I was just surprised. Out of the three, I would have expected Josh over Patrick and ZZ. Hush, hush. Okay, don't even right now. Okay, no. But I almost thought we were gonna get a save because Daniel said, if he could save two, he would have. But since he can't, there was no saves this week. I'm just convinced they're not going to use the saves. I don't even think the saves exist. I think they're just a lie made up to make us think that they're saves, but they're really not. It's not. It's not. But yeah, so Patrick's gone, and what now? I don't know. I don't know.
I know one thing. It's time for my boy Josh to take over. It's time, man. I'm gonna be doing that call like I gotta go to work tomorrow, and like instead of asking people how they're doing, I work cash register. Instead of asking people how they're doing, I'm gonna be like, and they're gonna have any idea what I'm saying. Any idea? That's what I'm gonna do the entire day tomorrow. I'm not gonna do that. I'll probably get fired. I'll be sitting here more often, which maybe good thing. But yeah, I feel like Mata's really taking a step in the right direction. At least getting some credit now. I'm interested. I want to see how this makes the competitors step up. It was nice to see that they were kind of emotional and kind of actually as much as Patrick was cocky, they did care about Patrick, which was nice. And Patrick's a young kid, so he's usually what you are when you're a young kid. You're pretty cocky anyway. So I don't know. But I'm excited for week 6 to see. I'm just excited for like the end of this show. As much as I like this show, I want to see who wins. Because my girl Gigi is obviously gonna win. She's doing her thing. I mean, you can't. It can't. It might be Sarah Lee. I like Sarah Lee. I love Sarah Lee. One of those two though. One of those two is my two narrowed down at this point. Because Amanda just no. I've never really liked Amanda. And my boy Josh or ZZ, one of the two, they're gonna win. All right, I'll see you guys out of here. I'll see you later. I'll see you guys somewhere else, maybe. I don't know.
Tanner, baby, Tanner. Sorry. you watch.
All right. So I will see you guys later. If you enjoyed, leave a like on the video, press the subscribe button because there's more Tough Enough coming, and you can be excited about it. I'll see you guys later. Hope you guys enjoyed. Bye.